Hey, everybody, it's Will,
And this is Thomas.
and this is OK Boomer. Tonight at the Spinner Rack, we're going to take a look at the classic Vampirella, #1. The
That's
old
right.
black and white magazine with the king of fantasy, Frank Frazetta, on the cover.
You know, Frank Frazetta is the king of fantasy, but I'm gonna tell you, this Vampirella cover, I don't know if it's his best work, man. Let's be honest here.
It's not.
It's not. I mean, she's a great design, but I think they tooled it up a little bit, made it a little better on the inside.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was 1969, the
Yeah.
year I was born.
Oh
So
God.
I obviously didn't buy this off the newsstand. Um, I do have an original somewhere. Of
Ooh,
course, my buddy Darth there, Chris Anderson, already posted up his, took a picture. He's got it framed and hanging on his wall.
man, I do not have an original Vampirella #1. I was telling you a while ago. I think the earliest I've got currently in my possession is like 30 something, 38, I think it is.
I bought I bought one off a guy because he wanted, like, as far as I'm concerned, a little too much for it. But I worked a deal with him, and I bought like a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
So he came down on the price for me, and I think it was like issue like 56 or something. It's in one of my magazine boxes over here. I wish they would fix this.
one of these.
Yeah, one of these over here. But I've got a facsimile copy that Dynamite just released. They actually released, and they probably have more out now. I think they're just reprinting all of them. But
Oh, really?
I've got a #2. I'm not sure. I gotta talk to the rep over at Dynamite this week anyhow. So I'm gonna find out what's going on. I know for Vampirella and Red Sonja people, it's going to be a good week. 'Cause they push some titles forward, so they've got all the Red Sonja and all the Vampirellas all coming out this week.
I love Red Sonja, man. She is great. I didn't know that they were doing the reprints like that, though. Like I said, I've just got
Yeah,
I just
these
got the
these these
omnibus,
yeah these are recent ones.
but
'Cause my LCS sent me these about a month ago,
yeah,
and I think I've probably got every reprint of #1 that they've ever put out
they are a handful of them. I've got an old
from
reprint
from
#1.
Harris from Harris Comics on up. So
Yeah. Oh man, so you a big Vampy fan, huh?
yeah,
Well, she she is definitely the standout character in this first issue. And I just think it's funny. I know we were talking the other day in the group, and some of the guys didn't know it, but I mean, she's the narrator, and yet she's so good as the narrator that they give her the damn series in just a little bit, and yet her name's even on the title. It's not, Twisted Vampire Tales or something with Vampirella. It's Vampirella, and she's in the first, what, 6 pages is her story, her origin.
yeah. The first few pages is her solo tale,
Mhm.
and here she is with her introduction.
Yep, girl meets ghoul mag on the market. I didn't see who did the art for this one. The cover in cover and back cover art. Did you notice?
Well, let me take a look. I have it right here.
Yeah,
Um,
I could not tell, and I didn't see it mentioned anywhere.
it doesn't say, but I really liked. I know you're going to turn to it anyhow, but I really liked the original magazine run for this because it had a bunch of different stories. It was like Vampirella heavy metal.
Well, and that's the whole thing with when you get here these old Warren magazines and even the Marvel mags. I mean, there'd be 4 or 5 stories in each issue, and even if you had a book length story like in the Vampirella later issues or the Savage Sword of Conan, the book length stories were 30 pages, and you still had 18 pages to put something else in. So you got a backup story or two.
Oh yeah.
But what's
But,
funny is these are all pretty consistent little short stories, and they're what, 6, 7 pages apiece?
yeah, it goes. The chapters all start pages 4, 11, 17, 23, 32, 40, and 61. So they're like quite a few pages apiece.
Yeah.
Some are one shots, and like the Vampirella story, continues on. So
In the PDF I did get here, if anybody's following along with us, and I know you've got it in your facsimile there. In between pages 40 and 61, when that story ends, there's about 5 pages of ads that I did not download and to show everybody. But they're just ads for Erie magazine and stuff.
oh yeah, it's further back in this one. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
paper.
in the
Oh yeah,
45 some.
it's great stuff. Oh,
I like Erie too. Erie's a great magazine, or was it?
eerie, monster, creepy.
They're still doing. They're not doing creepy anymore, but they're doing a magazine called Creeps, right?
Yeah,
And I bought some of those. And what's funny is reading this Vampirella because you hey, let's read Vampirella, and we went through it. Like Don Galt, I think his name is in here. Don Galt. Look up here. Adam Steele Warren.
yeah,
Don Galt. Yeah, he's actually still writing some of the new Creepy magazines or Creeps magazines.
that's awesome.
I stumbled through, and it's the Warren guys. It's these guys. They are still making comics today. Only you have to get your LCS to pick them up, or you have to order them from the company. They're up to like issue 19 or something now, and it's a lot of the same guys. They've been doing it for what? This is 69, so we're talking 50 years ago, and they're still doing it.
That's great.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool because I was like, dude, I've read this before.
Well, the master of Mad magazine they canceled it permanently, but he just stepped down, and he was doing it from when they started up until the age of 99. He just retired.
I just saw that today, man, and I'm like, how do you cancel Mad Magazine? And I understand people aren't buying it. Why they're not buying it, I don't understand. Maybe because people just don't have any damn sense of humor anymore. Maybe that's it.
They found the word mad offensive.
Is that what it is? Well, maybe it should have been named Pissed Off. I'm Pissed Off Magazine.
Oh yeah,
But that I used to love Mad and Cracked, but Cracked went away too.
yeah. I still have a couple somewhere. I still have a couple of cracked magazines. I bought them just because it had like that, Batman or superhero stuff on the cover.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny.
Those
All
are
right.
hilarious. But let's jump into this.
Yep. So, all right, we've got, like we just said, there's a bunch of stories here, and the first one is, I didn't realize this until I read it, and I've read it before. When I reread it, but I read it a while back for the first time. I didn't realize she was from outer space.
Yep.
She's not even a real vampire. She's a
Nope.
make-believe vampire.
Nope. She's an alien vampire.
From the planet Draculon.
Yeah. And for 1969, this is a whole lot of sexy time right here.
This is pretty racy for 69. I guess that's why they had to go. Well, that's the thing with the when the comics code came out, because this was a magazine size, it was obviously supposedly geared towards adults. They could get away with a lot of this sexy time that they couldn't in the regular comics.
Yeah.
I did have to go back and read again where they noticed the bat-like birthmark. I don't know why she has a bat-like birthmark, but I had to look again to see if I could find it.
Vampire. Hello.
Well, I mean, I get that, but I mean, I just think being that she's an alien race, that they wouldn't have a whatever.
They wouldn't have birthmarks.
Yeah, or not specifically bat-like birthmarks. And this water has got to stink.
It's blood.
Yeah, so she's having a shower, and it's a blood shower because the water on her planet is basically blood.
The it's it's H2O, but it's hemoglobin 2O. So she is literally taking a blood bath.
Yep. I do like the art here. It's gotten really, like I said, it just clears her up so much more from the first cover.
And I just love the creature down there just staring up. Ooh.
Yeah, with whatever his 15 hands and all the little other monsters.
Yeah. It's the towel boy.
I
So
guess these are the soap bubbles.
oh yeah. But I mean, look at this art though. This is
Hey,
phenomenal even by today's standards.
yeah, well, they did so much with so little back then, and that's some of the issues some of the stories in here are even better than this. I mean, it's pen and
Yeah.
ink and gray wash, and that's it.
Hmm.
But it's still, it's laid out, it's nice and crisp, and it really doesn't need any color. I mean, this is, color would distract from this.
Oh, it's great stuff. So
Hmm.
the art on this first story is Tom Sutton,
Yep,
and it was written by Forrest J. Ackerman.
yep. So from what we know, then Frank Frazetta created the character by
Hmm.
basically just drawing her, and
Yeah.
then Ackerman and Sutton filled in everything else.
Hmm.
And then here she is. She's changed into a different costume, which this isn't a bad costume. I know this isn't her classic costume, but this
Hmm.
one's pretty cool. And she's got wings, so she's flying around.
Yeah, she's got the bat wings flying around, and she just you know
Look at
typical typical youngish girl. Like you got to figure forever in her 20s because they don't
yeah,
age.
no,
But a rocket from Earth crashes.
let's see if we can find that.
That's the next page.
Yep, there it is. Yep, I do like so. So has her planet got two suns? I guess.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yep. So it's a binary star. And then there she is. She's so weak. She's flying, and then she falls. Oh my God! I just noticed that the Arthur Clarke is the name of the spaceship.
Yep. Oh, you didn't notice that before?
I didn't notice that the first time I read it. I was going too fast, I guess. The Arthur Clarke. That's
I'm
funny.
surprised they didn't hide the C in there for Arthur C. Clarke.
What's the bottom say? Geo Survey Expedition number 3.
Hmm.
Oh man, God, and he was a writer. He was a writer.
Oh
But
yeah. So she
man,
she falls out of the sky because she's drained. Okay, the whole planet is blood. Why didn't she just drink enough to keep going?
I don't know. I guess because Loser Boy over here is like messing it all up with his arm or something. I don't know. But yeah, she just weak and passes out.
And she's trying to see what's happening,
Hmm.
and she switches form on the next page.
Yeah, she turns into a little bat.
Yeah.
Um, and then she turns invisible sometime I think here in a minute. But yeah, she turns into a little bat. She's you know
And they see
barely
the
can
bat,
keep
and
it up.
they start like swinging at it and trying to shoot it with their ray guns, and
Everything else, at least she
yeah,
gets
and
mad
she's like, "Ouch! What the hell, man?"
when they zap it right there. Zap.
Yeah, I
You
think she
know,
tries to turn invisible, but she doesn't have quite enough energy
yeah,
reserved to
right.
do it.
That's right here, I guess. Yeah, I'll keep myself invisible. and then she can't. Yeah, weak from days without food, and her last power of invisibility and shape changing is beginning to divert to her natural form. So this is her natural form.
Mm-hmm.
Just luckily that she like attacks this dude by his neck, even though she's I guess never been a real vampire before and sucked anybody's blood, but well, maybe she just knows it. It's instinctive, like a cat.
Or she has done it, but not to her own people, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. There it is. H2O. Water flows in their veins. On Draculon, the formula for water is hemoglobin doubled with oxygen. I do like the spaceship though. The inside of the spaceship is drawn good. It's kind of that classy, 60s, 50s, late 50s, 60s spaceship.
Yeah.
Kirby did all that kind of stuff too. The little machines and stuff that goes everywhere.
Yeah, just to make it look like it's something. Yeah.
So here's a question that it didn't ever dawn on me because, like I said, I always thought for years that she was a vampire. I didn't know where she come from. I thought she was, Dracula's daughter or some crap like that. Being she's a space alien and she sucks people's blood, do they turn into vampires? Do they turn into space aliens?
Do they turn into space vampires
Yeah,
by?
her sucking their blood like a traditional vampire. Come on, man. This is a question we all need answered.
Yeah. Well, yeah. She. Well, as we're gonna see next issue in 1970, that she comes to Earth, and that's how she survives is by sucking people's blood.
Hmm.
That and robbing blood banks.
I'll have to read the second issue then, definitely, because I see. But that's it, people, for her story. What's that? 6 pages. That is the Vampirella origin story, and she has the bloodbath. Feast come,
Oh,
feast serve.
it's at least part one of it,
Yes, part one.
because her story continues through every magazine.
When do they start giving her the? When do they turn the whole magazine over to her? Do you know?
Um, I can't remember right now,
We have something we'll look up. We'll let them know next week.
but even when it's her, there's still multiple stories in the book.
Oh yeah, she's just the main star, and then there's backup.
Yeah, she's the main attraction, and then there's like a whole bunch of backup stories.
Yeah, see, I've read some of those where she's the main attraction, and then there's the one or two backup stories that go behind it. But I said the early ones like this, I haven't really read them other than the first one. I'd read it before, but like I said, I've had this sitting over for a while. I just haven't had a chance to read it all. And then now we go back on, and here's Billy Graham and Don Gluck on our second story, Death Boat. I do like how her outfit changes as the stories go on, though. She changes it for each little story.
Yeah, she runs into the dressing room and changes up everything.
But even that, besides the little changes in the stories and everything, her dialogue is always really it's kind of upbeat. It's whatever. It's a lot hipper than the regular dialogue that's going on, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
If that's the right word.
it makes you think this is where they stole the idea for Elvira from.
You wouldn't think that, would you?
No, not in a million years.
Man,
We're going to just change your name and do something up front, and
yeah.
we're all set.
Oh, man. All right. So second story was Death Boat. Interested in vampire stories, reader bleeders, sick of the same old rot about blood clots, cloaks and crumbling crypts, looking for something disgustingly new and cute, will then take a seasick cruise on the Strife Boat. There's a vampire on the loose.
And this opens up as, oh yeah, art is awesome on this.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
this
the art.
this opens up like right in the middle of the story. This
This
is
is
like
actually almost
this
the
is
end of the story.
yeah. Well, yeah, because it's only a few pages.
Yeah.
Uh, but it reads like it's longer
Yeah.
because I read the Vampirella stories in all the books,
Yeah.
but I would just kind of like flip through the others unless I found it like something in it compelling. I'd be like, and then I'd actually read it.
So preview it before you read it. I got you.
Yeah,
We've all done that.
but this was cool because it's just like a cool story, and people one by one just start disappearing, and they're being swarmed with sharks.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. Is like I said, this is kind of the middle, almost to the end of this story, and you see, old girl's about to stab this guy with a big old sword, and then she stabs him and like throws him overboard. But then, as soon as you turn the page, it goes back in time, and you see they're all escapees from a boat, like it's a luxury raft or something. They got on fire, and the guy drug her out and saved her.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Michael, right there, Michael. If it weren't for you, you'd freeze. That's all. Now snuggle up and keep warm. You didn't even grab a shirt when you left. Oh
Well, if
yeah,
she had grabbed a shirt, she might not have been rescued.
yeah, exactly. Now, here's all the sharks coming up on right now.
Yeah, the sharks come up on him, and then you have a guy from Transylvania slash Germany or what have you,
Yeah,
mysteriously looking a lot like
a vampire.
Dracula.
Exactly, he does. And I mean, he'd be the first one I'd kill because, oh my God, look, he looks just like Dangum Dracula.
He's got
No,
the widow's peak and everything going.
yeah, he does. The thing that's funny is that when I was reading this earlier, um, they all wake up and this other guy's bleeding out of his damn neck. He's like, look, a vampire bit him. Well, damn, didn't nobody notice this vampire attacking the guy during the middle of the night?
Nope.
Nobody noticed anything. It's just funny.
And
But yeah,
one by one,
yeah. The guy
they
who's obviously the vampire goes first.
yeah, he's the first guy that they sacrifice. And like, yeah, you fit the description. You gotta go.
Yep. They choke him and then hit him with a stake, I think it is, and then they throw him in there. Yeah, they hit him with a wooden stake and throw him in the water for the sharks to eat. Oh. You know, the other thing when you're reading this, did you notice how often they tilt the panels and tilt the pages?
Yeah,
I mean, it's constantly. It's almost, and in this issue, it works out really well. It's the boat's rocking back and
yeah.
forth.
They're trying to make you seasick while you're reading the book.
There it is. Oh, it rocks back. But yeah, the thing is even though they get rid of the one guy that they think is the vampire, like we were talking about, they slowly start disappearing again. And the next morning, this poor guy with his glasses is drained.
Yep. And every time they find somebody bit, they just throw them over the side to feed the sharks.
Yeah, they that's why the damn sharks haven't left them alone, because the sharks know where the food is, because you keep throwing people overboard.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they do. And that leads us back to the first page, and here it is. So everybody's been thrown overboard and gotten rid of as a vampire, and wakes up, and the old girl says, "Well, I'm not the vampire, so it's obviously Michael." And she loves
Yeah,
him. She's got to
they're
kill him.
down to the happy couple, and she kills them, and it turns out the vampire is the boat.
Yeah, the vampire is the boat. I don't think I'd ever read that until I read this. The vampire is the boat. Yeah, so we could turn into wolves, bats, mist, and boats. Dang it.
So this was cool because it was completely different from probably just about any vampire story you ever read.
Yeah, it is, and it's a lifeboat story. It's almost like you can kind of see a little bit of where this is. This is kind of that like that old Hitchcock movie, Lifeboat. You've seen it, right? Where
Yeah,
everybody's
years ago. Yeah.
slowly, throwing each other overboard and all that. And that was probably a couple years before this, mid '60s, I guess.
Mhm.
But then here she is. She's at the back. Now she's uh, here's our Vampirella again. Looks like she's in for a stormy ride. She's such a fragile girl. She is she is a really good character
Yeah.
throughout the whole series.
And as
Um,
the narrator, she's just brutal.
yes, she is. She's like the old witch or the crypt keeper or any one of those old '50s people.
Oh yeah.
I liked this story a lot. This story was really good to me.
Oh, the two silver bullets. Yeah.
Yes, this story was really, really good. And now we got Reed. I can't remember where I've read it before, but Reed Crandall, I know he's done some other stuff I've seen besides Warren magazines, but I can't think of what it is. But and that's one of the big names I always think of in this kind of stuff. And it stood out to me. It's like, God, I know that person. It's like Jack Davis. If you're reading these magazines and see Jack Davis, oh my God, I know
Oh
Jack
yeah.
Davis.
You
But
just read a name and you're like,
yeah, this is
I
a
know him from somewhere.
yeah, just where. So we move from the ocean to the snowy up north of Canada, and I guess it's French Canada or French Canada because they're on the Loup de Garou is up here.
And because the snow Vampirella has on a Christmas hat.
Well, I mean, you don't want her ears to get cold.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
she's next to naked. We don't want her ears to get cold.
you just roll with it. It's a comic book, okay?
Okay.
So dad and daughter are out hunting, and this wolf attacks the daughter, and dad puts a couple bullets in the wolf, which just turns around and looks at him, and he's like, "I'm sure I hit it." But then the wolf runs away, and he goes to check on his daughter, who's, you know, fully grown and incredibly hot for a 1969 comic book, and she's been scratched.
Yeah,
Marie,
she feels fine, no problem, and
oh yeah, take me home, and I'll be all right.
and within the first page, as soon as she's unscathed, but like for like a little bit of scratch, you're
Yeah,
like, okay, werewolf.
yeah, yeah. Something's not right here, and I think this is a werewolf, especially when he keeps looking at his gun throughout this whole page. I know I hit him. I know I hit him. Yeah, we know you hit him. Yeah, it just didn't do anything, buddy.
So we go from vampires to lichen.
Yes, in a matter of a handful of pages. This scene to me is really cool, where he realizes what's going on, so he leaves to go in to go get some. He's gonna go get some silver bullets. He's gonna see the priest
Yeah, he's
because
going
the
to see the
priest
priest to
has
get the
silver
bullets.
bullets. Yeah, we don't know why the priest has silver bullets, but we know he does. So the man's gonna go get some silver bullets. But I do like the fact that they show her dreaming, running with the wolves that night. I don't think she's dreaming. I think she really is. She just doesn't realize it.
Yeah,
But they never say.
yeah, they leave it up to you, to decide what's
Yeah, this is
going
one of
on.
those kind of what is it? This is kind of like the American Werewolf in London thing, where old guy is running around as a werewolf, but he just keeps having he's seeing it.
Yeah. He's seeing like the opposite.
Yep. And she wakes up in the morning and what's going on? She wants to see the wolf again. Of course,
Nice
I guess,
outfit.
yeah, not yeah. She's wearing next to nothing and standing near the window. You're probably freezing to death. But she finally he makes it to the priest. So I guess it's a long trip because it's sunrise by the time the father makes it to the pastor and gets the bullets, who only has two. You know, which tells you one thing: either vampires are really, or not vampires, but werewolves are a really big problem, and he's used all the bullets he's got, or they're not a big problem, and he only had two.
Either way, he's got him now.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they're kind of like their cabin is like in the middle of nowhere in Western Canada, in the wilderness, and it's like a day and a half ride into town. So
Look at how they lay out all the inks here, man. I mean, you've got looking at it again, not reading it, just looking at it artistically. Look at how they've got the blacks repeated throughout the whole thing. You can tell this is going somewhere bad. Yeah.
yeah, because it went from that top left panel down to the bottom right panel, like a diagonal thing of black.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which makes the other four panels just pop out.
Yeah, even an X, because you see this black wall. I mean, I'm sure that wall isn't that black, and then the side of the church is in dead shadow.
Almost like X marks the spot in the bullets of
the thing you're supposed to be looking at.
Yep.
That's the kind of cool stuff. That's intentional. And so he takes the bullets and goes home. And he gets there. Daylight lingers for a seeming eternity. He sits there with the gun. Oh, I didn't notice that a while ago when I was thumbing through it again. Dude, she takes her clothes off and jumps out the window.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's stripping here. She's still in her namis.
But yeah, she's dropping them.
Yeah, she drops them and then disappears. I mean, really, though.
Well, if you got to jump out the window into snow, you got to do it naked.
I guess. The other thing is, he runs to the window and he sees the wolf tracks, and there's no human feet print anywhere. I mean, what the hell?
But she's gone.
Yeah, she's gone. The wolf got her. What's he doing? Is she riding on the back of it? This isn't a war. This is
could be.
It's a wolf. I'll get you this time. So he runs out and finds them. And he finds both of the wolves, a white wolf and the black wolf or brown wolf, whatever color. And then he shoots them both, only to find out that one of them was his daughter and the other one was whoever this other guy is. But they were in love.
Yeah, as he's firing the rifle, putting that last silver bullet between his own daughter's eyes, he recognizes her eyes on the wolf. But it's too late because he's already shot her.
Yep. What have I done? Yeah, I thought that was a good story, especially for 6 pages. I mean,
that was so good.
I mean, they had a beginning, a middle, and an end in just no time.
And then on the last panel, of course, we have Savage Vampirella.
Yep. Yeah, well, that French Canadian would still have his daughter if he could have managed to keep his trap shut. He still owes the good Padre for those silver bullets. They don't come cheap. I know an Indian who will tell you that. I don't know what she's referring to on that.
That might be a Lone Ranger joke.
You think so?
Silver bullets.
It may be. It may be a Lone Ranger joke. It may be a Tonto joke.
Yep.
That's it.
An Indian will tell you that silver bullets don't come cheap.
Yep. Oh, that's it. Okay, now that we've talked through it, I got it. Oh man. Oh, well, see, she still got her hat on, man. So she can't be that cold.
Nope.
Even throwing the snowball at us.
She's a vampiric snow bunny.
All right. Did you notice when we switch from that story to this story, which has, the story is by Glut again, or Gult, however you want to say his name, with art by Neil Adams. I don't think Neil inked this. This is just pencil work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is inked at all. I mean, because the art is so different. I mean, you see how crisp this is, and then you go here, and this is not that way. This is completely different. I mean, you can
Yeah.
even see how he's laid down you see he's drawing the sky this way, and then he's laying it down this way also.
And if you notice the lettering of Goddess from the Sea is all heavily inked.
Yes, nothing else is.
And the rest is just, I think the rest is just pencil work, and then they just did a mimeograph scan in from there.
I guess, yeah, because I mean so that looks like the side of a pencil there to get that. This is, and it's great art. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just it stands out to me so much. And then Vampirella's not. She doesn't narrate this story. This is the one she doesn't narrate. I don't even think this is her. That may be her, but I don't think so. She doesn't say anything
Vampirella's not in this one
at all. It's just a little different.
because this is Neil being Neil. Well, I'm not going to draw her into this.
Damn it, I'm Neil Adams. I don't have to.
Even back then.
But I mean, he always goes the extra mile. I mean, for God's sake, she's even got little chains connecting her boob things. Like
yeah, I mean, come on.
Those. But so this is a old guy's looking out of he's got a beach house. He's looking out. I guess he's an architect or something because he's got an architect drafting table here. He looks out over the ocean, and there's this beautiful girl coming out of the ocean. Oh God, she's heading our way. And then when he gets out there to her skin's green. But
all I could think was like, holy crap, it's the opening scene from the Aquaman movie from 2 years ago.
I actually, when I was reading that a while, I thought about that. I'm like, man, how many damn times are they going to tell this story? I mean, because this is Aquaman. This is a reverse of this is Namor, isn't it? Isn't it? And Namor's father's from Atlantis, and his mom's from Earth, or from the land.
Yeah, surface dweller.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, his name is Jim Judson. But your skin is green. I understand she's hot, dude, but her skin is green.
Well, before it turns gray, I better do something.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I was just like, man, it's just, and this is one of the things where you really have to read these old books, and they have to point that out because there's no color here. You got to know, well, damn, her skin is green.
And once you read that, your imagination takes over and be like, holy crap, her skin's green.
Yeah.
It's like I used to watch the Super Friends Saturday morning on a black and white TV, and I used to think I could actually see the colors.
It's your brain. It is your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so old guy takes Jarella up to the cabin to protect her from the people who are after her.
And right after they clear the scene, they're already here after her.
Yeah, and there's, so I say, 7 of them. Yeah, 7 pursuing me, enough to pluck me from this massive surface world and prevent my revealing to the land dwellers the secrets and horrors of Atlantis. And then she's being all like, oh, take me away, Calgon, and everything else. Quickly.
All sexy and dramatic.
Yeah. And he
Good
does
job,
put the
man.
moves on her.
And if you look at that second panel, look at her.
This one?
Yep.
Or this?
The middle one.
This one?
No, the middle.
Okay.
Look at her and tell me that's not an early version of Talia al Ghul.
Oh. No. But I mean, the thing too, honestly, and I don't want to, I'm not dissing Adams in any way, because Adams is really one of, the greats, artists in comic books. But a lot of his faces look.
And he'll tell you that himself too.
Yeah. I mean, that's the
For the
same
price
thing.
of $50.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. The faces look a lot, very similar. But that's Talia al Ghul. I mean, even if you go back and look at old Jim here, go back to the next panel. I mean, minus the hair, this is Batman. I mean, same square lantern jaw, all that. I mean, but that's the way he drew. It's easy to draw, and you can knock them out.
Even with the hair like that, I think he looks like the original version of the Human Target.
Of the Human Target, I don't think I've ever read any Human Target, dude. I would have to go back and look at that.
See?
Learn something all the time.
I know what I might pull out for a book in a couple of weeks then.
Is that what it is? Human Target? Yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, but this is one of the things that, I mean, I know we've talked about him before. Adams and Woods, Woods, Wally Wood.
Wally
Wood always said, he always had that, what is it? His, I can't remember what he called it now, his cheat sheet, 24 panels that work. He had the 24 panels that were, if you need to draw a comic book and you're having an issue or something, one of these panels will fix your problem. And it was cut and pasted from all the different 1950s books. And he had that same face design, with a little modification to any face, you can make this a new character. Because he was all about making it easy and making it fast.
Kind of like the old Monkeys TV show where they would make jokes. Random stock footage.
Random stock footage.
And they would just they just like cut away to like a nature show, and then they would come back to the show like into a chase scene with the guys. It was funny.
I have not seen the Monkeys in forever. But
somewhere in my DVD collection, I bought the entire TV show by season and special box sets that were old style phonograph players, like the ones that would latch down and lift up.
Yeah.
So you lift them up, and each DVD was made to look like a record.
Wow. That's... I don't know if I'd admitted that in public, man. Monkeys.
The three coolest cars ever in geek history are the 1966 Batmobile.
Yeah. The Fortuna.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the real name of it was.
Number 2 is actually a tie between Green Hornet's car and the Mach 5. And then the Monkey Mobile.
No Monkey Mobile. No Scooby Wagon.
No, we parked that out back with the snacks in it.
It's with the snacks in it.
Yeah, it's with storage. But
after
this is just classic Neil.
Yes, the big fight. And I mean, you can tell too. Like I said, this is, I don't know what he does to this guy. I guess he cuts him with his sword, but he splatters blood everywhere.
Or what Atlanteans in this story have for blood.
Well, yeah, whatever. We don't know.
We're
But
not
yeah,
sure because
I know.
Vampirella is not here to tell us.
No, she's not here. And the thing that's funny though is, from being a regular architect, you know, one kiss, this guy went to being a complete badass because he kills like what 4 or 5 of them.
Well, there's 7 creepy sea guys that are trying to take the only hot chick you've seen in years on your island away.
Maybe it would give you all kind of superpowers after that. But yeah, only 2 of them make it out with her, or 3. 1, 2, 3. So they drag her to the ocean, and he goes after her and
Yeah,
dives in.
he dives in.
And
Does he still have the sword, or is that like a spear gun or something? I couldn't tell.
it looks like it's the sword right here because I can't see the end. Yeah, it looks like it's still the sword.
Let me see.
But,
I got it right in front of me, and I'm like, oh, what's that look like to you on the big screen?
yeah, I think that's the sword still.
Yeah, it's still the sword. Yeah.
But he dives in, clothes, shoes, boots, socks, everything. See, I don't know. The last girl here, I don't think that's Vampirella. It may be, but it just doesn't look like her to me.
No. I think that's the girl from the story.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't think that's Vampirella.
No, it's not.
But the thing that's funny is, so he dives in the ocean and swims after her, and all of a sudden you get here, and welcome to the welcome to Lovecraft territory. These are freaking deep ones. They're fish people. This is, what's that movie from the other day? The last year, 2 years ago, the Love of Water or whatever it is. The guy falls in love with the fish lady, or the lady falls in love with the fish
Yeah,
man.
he dives in the ocean, and all of a sudden he's being attacked by the sea monkeys.
Yeah, there they are. Terrible. Yeah, surface men are weak and easy to fool. It was worth the loss of some of my subjects to learn this.
And you just have to be down with OK Boomer and be old enough to even know what sea monkeys are.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
Nope. And then when this one ends, obviously you don't because you didn't do the ads. They have ads for hardcover books, large 7x10 size, 128 pages, like $4.
Yeah, it was Hal Foster, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, Hal Foster's ads for Prince Valiant, which those would probably be nice to find.
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Prince Valiant's great.
And then following that is a double splash page for
Eerie, I think.
Signing. Oh no, it's Creepy.
Creepy. Okay.
Signing up for Creepy and to buy like all the back issues for like $1 a piece, if only.
Yeah. Well, this in '69 they were $1 a piece. They sure as heck ain't today.
No, they're like depending on condition, anywhere from 10 to like $75, depending on the issue.
The thing that's funny is in the ads. When I was looking at the ads, but I didn't copy them for here. I maybe should have. They show some Eerie magazines in there too, and they got Eerie magazine number 7 for like $1, which that has one of my favorite covers of all time. That's the Frank Frazetta Sea Witch cover, and I've been trying to get a really, really sharp copy of that one because the cover's so black. If you get a bad copy with creases in it, it just stands out like a sore thumb. Yeah. Vampirella's not in this one. She doesn't narrate this story either.
Yeah, this is
So she didn't narrate the last story. She didn't narrate this one.
this is just is this just a one pager?
No, no, this is 2 or 3 pages.
Okay, well then she does narrate it, but this is the introduction for the history of the story, and then when you go to the next page,
Oh,
she's
there she
there.
is. Okay, okay, yeah, yeah, because they're talking. There's this lady's being, yeah, prologue. Okay, this lady's being burned at the stake for being a witch.
Yeah, this page gives you the history, so you understand her introduction and what's going on following
Okay,
the story.
I got you. But now
So,
they've changed her outfit again.
mhm.
This is a nice outfit too. Little,
she
little
got she
bitty,
got
you
she
know,
got she got the onesie with the skirt built in.
the Star Trek miniskirt.
Oh yeah, ooh, gotta love them.
Yes,
So
in the
this
23rd
story
century.
was really good because they give you the entire backstory in one page.
Yeah, yeah, and basically, this witch, this lady's burned as a witch, and with her dying breath, she curses this entire family. And Mrs. Plixton, Pickleton here is she's Miss Establishment, so she's all about up and up, making sure that people are doing what they're supposed to do,
Yeah, prim and
and
proper, and
all that, not knowing that her ancestors burnt people at the stake, or if they did, she just doesn't. Well, she knows it, but
yeah, this woman's the church lady.
yeah, she doesn't. She uh, she knows it, but she doesn't think about it. She just knows that she's got to get out of October before she dies, and so. But that would be one hell of a thing to live with every year, knowing, oh my God, if I don't make it out of October, I'm gonna die. And it's on Halloween night. She's got to go babysit.
Hmm.
And of course, the little trick or treaters scare her to death, and she runs them off because she's a hag.
In 1969, these would have been Ben Cooper Halloween costumes.
Ben Cooper.
Remember the old Halloween costumes that used to come in the box? You'd go to like your local department store, and they would
Oh, the
have
ones with the big face.
the vine, yeah, the plastic face with the
Oh God.
elastic on it, and
Yes.
the vinyl costume.
Yes. I had one of them. I had one that was a clown. I remember them now, with the stupid little string that you put around your ears.
Hmm.
God. Well, maybe some of these kids had parents that spent a little extra money. This person's a witch. There's a skeleton. That guy's a ghost. And then the monkey costume is really the best one. Even his feet are right.
Yeah,
So then after that, on the way back, she gives you a brief history of everything that's happened to her generations that
hmm,
all don't make it out of October, and why she's so worried. We got everything from burning at the stake, I guess, or burning in the house, falling down the stairs. This poor lady, I guess she lived past October, but she blinded herself somehow with mascara, I guess.
yeah,
Um, and then this guy, he probably made it out of October too, but it was as leftovers.
yeah. He got hit by lightning twice. Wait, no, four times,
Maybe.
maybe. He
Yeah,
was cooked.
you can only leftovers aren't any good after 3 days.
Yeah, 5 second rule doesn't apply here.
And then I guess it's an adult Halloween party too. These people are going to because she goes up. There's the witch that's overlooking her as she walks to the party,
Hmm.
and then she almost thinks old guy's run over her as she's not paying attention. She gets to the door, and then there's the devil. Oh Lord, it's the devil. Oh, that's funny.
No, it's just me, man.
Yeah,
The wife and
yeah,
I are going out tonight.
yeah. Satan himself. And I can't tell what she's going as. I guess it's an Egyptian queen or something.
Like Cleopatra.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, she kind of looks like she's got a Cleopatra outfit on, and this is about the right time period because didn't Cleopatra come out in '68 or '69?
Yeah.
The movie was stupid expensive.
Yeah, but she looked good.
Yes, she did. Yeah, see there it is. Yeah, there's a little closer up. See, it looks like that's the crown up there, the snake crown.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the fact that they do the plug in here. The kids reading creepy magazine.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what are we gonna have him read? How about having him read creepy?
I'm
And
not reading you that garbage. And I
exactly,
started getting the shudders.
yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not reading you that. And then she's got, if you look at the little book, it's like 10 moral tales for little children. Yeah, that sounds like something that Frederick Wortham would recommend. Hey, don't have them read that. Read this. 10
Mm-hmm.
tales for moral children.
No wonder why the kid fell asleep.
Exactly. And he opens her old beat up broke umbrella. Don't open that in the house. It's bad luck, kid.
Don't do that.
Nope. Then and then it's like they do stick little moral stories in here for kids to read. You know, hey, she trips and almost breaks her neck on the kids' toys. See, that'll teach you to put your toys up.
The
Uh,
fire engine, yeah.
yep, steps on something, and then she hears a noise. What could that sound be? And then that's the freaking the witch on the house or over the house, which you barely can see in the rain. She's
Yeah.
managed to cut the power and everything.
That's
Uh,
like that's like the greatest panel in this whole story.
Yeah, yeah. The art in this one is okay. It's not as good as some of the other art, but I mean, they had 60 pages to fill. They were doing a great job, and
Oh yeah.
the story's still good. This is definitely the stellar story here, but the art is not the best. I mean, this is no Adams.
No, well, he was
Even
probably
this,
upset. This artist was probably upset afterwards. He goes, "Oh, great! I got to follow Neil again. What the
yeah,
hell?"
yeah. Thanks a whole lot.
So he probably found out, and then he just rushed through it. He goes, "Oh, I'm not going to put my best into it.
Yeah, it won't matter.
I'm doing three in this issue. Let me hurry up and get through it."
But Vampirella looks good in the last panel here, but I don't get that the kid turns into some kind of vampire monster and kills her
Yeah, he's a
at,
demon.
at midnight. Yeah, demon or something. He kills her. Um, yeah, it's hard to tell which witch was which in that one, huh? One thing's for sure, it's not too often a performer as young as Teddy gets a role and he can really sink his teeth into. That's all for this game. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
It was a fun little story, and like I said, that panel with the witch over the house was his best one of that story, but it was still great.
Yeah, the thing, even this one's pretty cool. But I mean, each story had a different artist, but I think Glut wrote all of the stories.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah, here's our prologue. So we've got this guy putting the moves on this girl, and she kind of gives him the cold shoulder, so he goes outside, and then look, it's a spaceship. There it is. It's a lot of black in this issue. I know it's at night, but still, that's a lot of
Yeah.
black.
Oh yeah. But you gotta like Vampirella with the Rocketeer jetpack flying up with
Yeah,
a different outfit on and
yeah.
for the
Now it's lacy.
spaced out girls.
Yeah, yeah. Her little lacy outfit. But yeah, so there's this. I mean, and I guess I'd probably be pretty shocked too if you know he got the cold shoulder. He goes outside and there's a spaceship landing, and then out of the spaceship come these hot alien girls, and of course their race is dying, and they need him. Oh, we need you to come back and save our planet because all the men are dead. And
We
he's
need
like,
you
yeah,
to come. We need you to come make babies with us.
exactly.
Okay.
That's what he's thinking. Exactly. Yeah. Can I go now? Are we leaving soon? Yeah. Our planet's race is almost extinct, and without man, the race is doomed. Oh, I get it. You need a man to return to your world and keep your people from dying out. That's right. You know, I don't sound terrible, but there comes a point where, something can't be as good as it sounds.
Oh yeah.
So he gets on the spaceship, and they take off. And after they take off, I mean, dude, they just left Earth. I mean, and they tell you can move around. So now he decides he's going to go put the moves on one of the alien chicks.
Pretty
And
much on
they,
all of them, and you can tell what a cocky, rotten SOB the guy is just from looking at his face in that bottom left panel.
yeah, he's like, oh yeah, the queen. I really picked a winner this time. That bit about not touching the girls. Oh yeah, no. Of course, this episode came a little after Star Trek. There, when we had, you remember the episode? What is it? What are little girls made out of?
Mm-hmm.
When Kirk puts the moves on the girl and then finds out she's a robot.
Oh yeah. Well, no, this one actually made me think of a reverse version of the second Harry Mudd episode.
Oh yeah, that one too.
Yeah, where he had all the androids.
Yep. And then they keep looking at him when they was it Kirk makes his wife like 4 times and she's screaming at him from all sides.
Hardcore thinking, Bud. What
I
have
may
you
have
been up to? No
I
good,
may
I'm assured.
I may have to watch that now. So he goes and tries to put the move on the alien chick. She tells him she's a robot, and then he wants to go back to Earth, and they're like, "No, you got to go see the Queen," and they throw him in there with the Queen, who's the most beautiful of all. But obviously, they have a different idea of beauty because she is god awful ugly.
Oh my God, it's my ex.
Is that what it is?
Well,
There
maybe
are
first thing in the morning.
There are 2 lousy lessons to learn from this. Don't trust chicks that are too far out, and don't get sucked in by marriage to the wrong girl. Despite social position, some wives can be possessive. Oh, and my daughter's coming home from work now. This is the last story in this issue, isn't it?
um,
I think this one
I'm,
is.
I'm flipping through now.
Yeah, 61. This is it.
Yep.
And I like this issue too.
And I'm
Um,
seeing ads for Monster Magazine.
what's cool about this one to me though is the art in this one is it kind of goes back to that Neil Adams look. This is
Mhm.
inked, but if you look at this art, most of this is wash. It's all gray wash.
Oh yeah.
Um, which and this is kind of the same thing Mad did. Mad Magazine had the old gray wash art too.
Yeah, this
But
is
yeah,
this is very very light gray wash, and but it works.
yeah. I mean, there's 3 colors. It's the gray wash, black, and white. Is all he's using for this whole issue. Yeah. A room full of changes. If you're
Yeah,
sure you,
this one was great.
yeah, because the old guy buys a house. This guy buys a house, and um, there's furniture in all the other rooms, but this one is empty. And he's like, "Well, I'll make a game room out of it." And the servants aren't here yet, but somebody's banging at the door. They bang at the door, and it's a little girl. And she's so her dad is a realtor and sold Mr. Blaine the house, and she wants to see the room where old man Keel was murdered. One, that would like set off big, uh,
Oh yeah.
I mean, just what, you sold me a house and didn't tell me this guy got murdered in my house?
Oh yeah. Red flags all over the place, and be like,
Yeah, I mean, why the
well,
hell
I
didn't you
can't
tell me?
say you haven't cashed my
Yeah,
check yet, have you? Because
yeah,
I want that
exactly.
money back now.
Yeah, it's time for me to leave. And then when the girl comes in, she just runs past him. She doesn't even stop. And she runs in the room and it's full of toys. But
Hmm.
then the doorbell rings again. See right there? There's the doorbell rings. I'll be right back. And then he goes, and of course, there's a really attractive girl at the door looking for her little sister.
Hmm.
And she hasn't been annoying. Of course, now that I know her sister's hot and she wants to go see the room where the guy got murdered that's full of toys that had no toys in it a while ago. No, she's not a problem. Yeah, no. The house is a problem, dude. But what's funny is they go right back. And when they go back,
It's completely different.
it's completely different. Now it's a freaking library. You got books everywhere. There's chairs. There's a lamp. And even the girl notices, hey, the room isn't the playroom. Everything's different. But he doesn't really explain it, kind of, a little bit. Says Mr. Keel, according to your sister, died in here. And then she goes on and talk about he's a warlock who practiced black magic with dead animals and all this other stuff. Um, which kind of tells me, maybe, they really needed to know something else. Because this guy did not tell him what was going on with the house.
Oh yeah.
But he's got his mind elsewhere, and she leaves with the sister. And then then they throw the party. Which, if as you read the issue, you find out whatever's in your soul or whatever you're doing is what's in the room. So they're taking everybody to the room to see what their soul is.
And
You
it
still
just
there?
keeps changing. Yeah, it just keeps changing over and over.
Yeah, the room constantly is changing. But he falls in love with Linda.
And then Linda's dad goes a little crazy.
Yeah, he gets mad, and he doesn't want them to do that. And then they hear the scream from the room, and now the room's monster people, and it eats her dad. But they're so in love that they still get married and throw up wallpaper. And I guess when they throw up wallpaper and turn it into a nursery, it never changes again.
Yeah, the curse is broken because what I took was that the old man that used to own the house didn't he didn't commit suicide,
Yeah.
much like Jeffrey Epstein. I had to throw that one in. And
Oh God.
and her father had something to do with the old man's demise.
And when the room kills the
And
dad,
and the haunted room took its revenge on the murderer. Curse lifted.
yep, and then they can do whatever they want. And she's perfectly fine with it, which is kind of weird. And then there's their Vampirella shows up at the end again to go about the last little room. Who likes a wallflower anyway? Yeah. There's our ad, untouched by human hands. Subscribe to Vampirella magazine. I enclose $3 for the next 6 issues of the magazine.
$3. You can't even buy a regular
One
issue now. You can't
for,
even buy one issue.
for three
Well, except
dollars.
except for except from Alterna, they get the
Yeah,
$1.50 price there.
yeah. But I mean, yeah, it's 6 issues for $3. Outside the U.S., please add $1 for 6 issue offers. So it's $4 if you live in Canada.
$4 in Canada or the UK.
Yep.
They will buy monthly. They will buy monthly magazines at that point. So
so that'd be a year's worth of issues then, huh?
yeah. So you would get a year's worth of issues for $3.
Huh. And then she's on, like, there's the last page, and then actually this is the back cover of the first issue, which is kind of like giving a highlight of each.
Yeah, it's like a little like highlight thing.
Yep, of what's on the inside. So, what do you think, Vampirella #1? I know you like it. We got like 5 copies.
Yeah, I've got an original somewhere, not as nice as my friend Chris's copy, but I've got an original one somewhere, and then I've got to have like a half dozen. I think I have like at least 4 or 5 reprints.
Yeah, I think I've got 2. I've got the one in the archives, and then I've got another. I've got one of the magazine, not the magazine, but the comic reprints of it.
Mm-hmm. I've got the magazine reprints on it, because every once in a while, a new company will release it, or the same company will re-release it, kind of like Dynamite.
Again, yeah.
But this is they're probably doing this because it's Vampirella's 50th anniversary. So.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't even think. Yeah, that's probably right.
That's why they brought back the after 25 years, they brought back the Vengeance of Vampirella comic.
Yeah.
And then they relaunched the original Vampirella, which
now,
both of them are doing pretty decent. Like them both, get them both.
I don't think I'm reading them. I got one issue of something a while back, but I haven't read it yet. But so what do you think of this this issue? What do you rate it? I mean, I know we got 6 different stories, so I don't know. I mean, I know I want to think they're up and down. Some of the stories I definitely like better than others.
Yeah. If we're just rating the first part of her origin story,
yeah,
I'd give it a 5. But overall, I'd say I give it like a 3 3/4.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Good. This is a solid 3. 3.5, somewhere like that. It's not a you must read. Must read if you're a Vampirella fan. But if you're just a regular comic fan, some of these stories are more important than others. Some of them just don't hold up as well as others. The space story is kind of the werewolf story I thought was my favorite, and the werewolf story is definitely my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And the one with the witch probably are the best stories to me.
Yeah, I like the lifeboat one.
The lifeboat one was pretty good too.
Because it was so different, yeah.
The boat vampire was a little weird.
Yeah, that's why I liked it, because it was like it was like M Night Shyamalan was writing a vampire story, and here's the twist: he's the boat.
He's the damn boat.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got that out, and we actually were talking earlier. I know I'd said 2, but I actually had to go back and look. Next week we're going to do Savage Sword of Conan #14. This is actually 2 stories. The first story is art is by Neil Adams. This is probably one of the best Conan comics ever done, in my opinion. This is incredible, and we can get a little backup story, a King Cole story. I've read it, but I'm gonna pull it out and read it again. I've probably read it 2 or 3 times actually. Huh?
Cool. I never actually dove into I think I have a couple of them, but I never really and I love Conan, but I never really jumped at the magazines.
Really?
And I think it was only because the shop I went to at the time
Yeah.
didn't have magazine bags and boards and boxes. So, I had just found my first comic shop at the age of like 15. So from that point on, every book I bought, as soon, I put the stack of books down, in my room. And the second I finished reading a book, I had to bag and board it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't bag and board these. So,
well, this is you've never read this then.
this will be a first time for me. So
this is incredible. That makes me really look forward to next week. Like I said, this is an absolutely incredible. I think Neil Adams may do the best Conan outside of John Buscema. But the thing about the John Buscema Conans, and we could go on and on, especially the Savage Sword. I've almost got a complete run of Savage Sword Conan the Barbarian. I'm missing like 10 issues or something. It's something silly. And they're not expensive issues. I'm just missing like 10 random issues. But Buscema had like 5 or 6 different artists, and or had 5 or 6 different inkers, not artists. But he'd have Alfredo Alcala, I think is you say his name, who did that. Tony DeZunga inked over him, and Ernie Chan inked over him. And depending on which guy you got a different look for Conan for all 3
Oh yeah,
stories.
it's a massive change from Inca to Inca.
Yes, it is. And people don't get how important the inker is. But when you look at that and you look at John Buscema drawing all 3 of those, all 3 of those issues with a different inker on each one, and it's amazing. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'll have to look at it. I think Neil Adams may actually ink over himself in this issue. If he doesn't, it's like I think it's not DeZunga. I think it's Alkea if it's not Neil Adams. But it's an absolutely great issue. Of course, I thought it was 2 because Neil Adams actually does the cover to issue 2. But this is a wonderful painted cover by Norm, who did about 50 of the 235 issues of Conan covers. So cool. All right, I will get it up and get it to you, and I guess we'll be back. I think back at our regular time next Wednesday at 8:00.
Sure.
All right. Well, until then, this is Thomas.
This is Will.
And that was OK Boomer.
And we'll see you next week at the Spinner Rack.